Imagine standing at the edge of the world, where the red sands of the Kalahari Desert stretch to meet a sky ablaze with the sunrise. For tens of thousands of years, this has been home to the Sand People, the first inhabitants of southern Africa. Often called Bushmen, they are the descendants of the very first humans, carrying a genetic lineage that traces back to the dawn of our species. Their story isn't just a chapter in history, it's the opening sentence of the human story itself. For millennia, the San lived in perfect harmony with this seemingly harsh landscape. To them, the desert was not empty but a bountiful garden. They were masters of survival, expert trackers who could read the land like an open book. They knew the secrets of the sands, how to find life-giving water hidden in underground tubers, which plants could heal, and which could provide sustenance. Their lives were a delicate dance with nature, a testament to a deep, spiritual connection with the earth. This wasn't just about survival, it was a rich cultural existence. Evenings were spent around the crackling fire, under a canopy of stars so bright they felt close enough to touch. Here, elders would pass down knowledge through mesmerizing stories, trance dances, and intricate rock art that still adorns ancient caves today. Their society was egalitarian, built on sharing and cooperation, a community where everyone had a role and everyone was valued. They were, in many ways, the custodians of an ancient wisdom that the modern world has largely forgotten. But the 19th century brought irreversible change. The winds of history shifted, carrying new peoples into their ancestral lands. First came Bantu-speaking tribes migrating from the north, and then European settlers from the south. Both groups brought with them concepts of land ownership and agriculture that were entirely foreign to the nomadic San. Suddenly, the land was no longer a shared resource but a commodity to be claimed and fenced. Faced with superior numbers and new technologies, the San were systematically pushed from the fertile plains and life-giving river valleys they had roamed for generations. They were forced to retreat deeper and deeper into the arid heart of the Kalahari Desert, a landscape once considered uninhabitable by others. This wasn't just a geographical displacement, it was a profound cultural rupture, the beginning of a long struggle for their very identity and existence. Then, a glimmer of hope appeared. In 1961, as Botswana moved towards independence, the Central Kalahari Game Reserve was established. Covering an area larger than Switzerland, it was created with a dual purpose: to protect the region's unique wildlife and, crucially, to provide a sanctuary for the Sand People to continue their traditional hunting and gathering lifestyle free from outside interference. For a time, it seemed that a space had been carved out for their ancient way of life to continue. It was a promise of protection, a recognition of their right to exist as they always had. However, this promise would prove to be fragile. The story took a dramatic turn in the late 1990s and early 2000s. The Botswana government began a series of forced relocations, moving the San out of the reserve and into newly built resettlement camps. Officials cited the need to provide modern services like schools and clinics, and argued that the San's presence was incompatible with wildlife conservation. The contrast was stark and heartbreaking. Families were moved from their traditional grass huts, built with materials from the land, into uniform, concrete block houses in settlements far from their ancestral hunting grounds. The camps, named places like New Zaid, were plagued by social problems. Stripped of their ability to hunt and provide for themselves, the people became dependent on government handouts. The intricate social fabric, woven over thousands of years, began to unravel. But the San are a resilient people. They did not accept their fate passively. In a landmark legal battle that captured international attention, they took their own government to court. They fought for the right to return to their land, to hunt, and to access the water boreholes that the government had sealed. After a long and arduous struggle, in 2006, Botswana's High Court ruled in their favor, affirming their right to live within the Central Kalahari Game Reserve. It was a David versus Goliath victory, a powerful assertion of Indigenous rights. Yet, the fight is far from over. Even with the legal victory, life remains a constant struggle. The government has made it difficult for many to return, and the right to hunt is still contested. Today, the Sand People stand at a crossroads, navigating the complex currents of the 21st century. Many young people are caught between two worlds, the ancient traditions of their elders and the allure of modern life. Tourism has emerged as a double-edged sword. It provides a vital source of income and a platform for the Sand to share their culture with the world. Visitors can experience a guided bushwalk, learn about tracking, and listen to ancient stories. But it also risks turning a living culture into a performance, a commodified spectacle for outsiders. How can they preserve the authenticity of their heritage while engaging with the modern economy? This is the central challenge they face. The story of the San is a powerful reminder of what we all stand to lose, a deep connection to the natural world, and a different way of understanding what it means to be human. Their resilience is an inspiration, their struggle a reflection of the challenges faced by Indigenous peoples worldwide. As the sun sets over the Kalahari, casting long shadows across the vast, silent landscape, one thing is clear: the spirit of the first people endures. Their story is not over. Thank you for watching. If you found this story moving, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the cultures that shape our world.